We already covered kind of a case study of using this. And so tonight is really more about you finding your numbers and being able to implement this for yourself.
But what I'd like to do next is kind of walk through some of the steps that you would need to take to be able to accomplish that. How to kind of reverse what we've been doing. And that is, again, identifying your cash flow by your income coming in, paying your bills, paying your debts, and whatever's left over, now getting that money compounding to be able to build income versus truly paying yourself first. How do we kind of put ourselves in position to, if we're looking for whatever that FIRE number is, or the wealth number or freedom number, or whatever it is you want to call it, what are some of those steps that you can do? And again, this is a little bit different than maybe what you're used to. Step one, always for me, step one is the goal, because this is unique. This is specific to you. Maybe your goal is legacy. Maybe you need a certain amount of life insurance based off your age, so it's specific to you. Maybe your goal isn't, maybe actually paying off your home is a part of that goal. That's okay. So it's identifying what that specific goal is. And then it's the wealth equation. It's identifying, it's paying yourself first, starting today in a secure vehicle, getting that money compounding, and then leveraging those dollars to be able to pay your expenses. And then identifying what is that time required for you to be able to hit that goal. Then you leverage that accumulated amount. And again, put that money to work. Again, the concept of paying yourself first, putting all of your income into this vehicle to be able to produce wealth, and then it's rinse and repeat. So what does that look like? So the thought process there is, regardless of what your goal is, because again, this is specific to individuals. And then we run into the no different than velocity banking. It's identifying your income, your expenses, and this is critical. And I kind of highlighted where to go for that, but it's identifying what does that dollar amount look like in the future. And also, this is the other part, is how much time do we have? I was talking with a gentleman today in his early 60s, and he was wanting to get a secure compound interest account. And my first question is, how long are we talking? How long do you plan on funding this vehicle so that you can start to be able to produce that income? And it was 5 years. 5 years just isn't enough. It isn't enough. Being honest, it's just not enough time in a vehicle like this because it grows slowly. Now, once you give your money enough time, it absolutely can do some amazing things. So the time horizon truly matters. And then from there, there's two different approaches, right? There's the traditional way, and then there's what we're calling the reverse velocity banking way. And that is your income and expenses adjusted for inflation, understanding what that is. And then once you understand that number, it's identifying the vehicle that you're going to use to allow you to help hit that number once you take a percentage of that and put that money away. And then, or it's the income that you have today multiplied by at least 25 years. And why 25 years? Because this is all based on around the 4% rule. And so because it's based around the 4% rule, that's the whole thought process around giving yourself 25 years, multiply whatever that income dollar amount over that 25-year period is, and then divide it by 4% will tell you what that monthly or annual amount would be. So the next step would be, okay, what is your current income? And of your current income, because we have to start somewhere. This is that pregame that you were talking about. Of your income, how much of your income can you get compounding? Is it 10%? Is it 20%? Is it 30%? Well, how much can you get compounding? And then the remaining, okay, it goes towards your expenses, bills. It's what you're living off. It's your cost of living. It's everything associated. But based off what that is, then we take this dollar amount and we put it to work. So where do we put it? We put it into some secure compound interest account that does not involve risk. Now, eliminating risk is next to impossible. But can you reduce the risk? Can you get to a point where the risk is not impacting your ability to grow your account? How many vehicles do you know that you can put your money in? You're not concerned about who's the president, whether or not Elon Musk did or said something stupid. Like, explain, what are those vehicles? I think there are pockets of real estate that fit in this category. The other, to me, is a secure compound interest account. And I can almost throw 100% match 401k as long as that 100% match 401k is not tied to the market. But if it's tied to the market, I can't even throw that in there. So it's taking that dollar amount, getting it compounding, and you have to establish or accumulate enough cash value inside that vehicle that's I'm saying 2 times your income. So what I'm saying is, can the accumulation value inside that vehicle equal or exceed 2 times your current income. So if you make $150,000 a year, I'm saying that your secure compound interest account has a cash value of double that. Again, this is different for everyone. We are all in different places. So that's kind of the perspective that I have on this item. So in step 3, once we achieve that space, we are able to then leverage that cash value inside that secure compound interest producing vehicle for a certain period of time. What is that certain period of time? It's the amount of time it takes for the secure compound interest account itself to start producing income. So we're going to leverage it for, and in Abel's case, we leveraged that we started with 73,000 in cash value, and we leveraged that cash value for the next 10 years, accumulating 450,000 of unpaid loans. Yes. Now the interest is compensated for, but there is still $450,000 sitting out there of unpaid loan debt. So the question is, how long can you leverage that money? Well, you leverage it until the vehicle itself can produce the income. The vehicle itself can compensate for whatever that annual income is that you're having. So from Abel's perspective, he was 35. He started this second secure compound interest account at age 35. And at what point in the secure compound interest account, between the first one that he started and the second one that he started, at what point does he have enough accumulated enough income being generated in that vehicle to replace his income? Well, this is showing from 35 to 45. So this is showing 10 years inside of the vehicle. So putting away the majority of his income, $35,000, majority of his income inside this vehicle by age 45, we're talking $52,000 tax-free for the rest of his life. Is that enough? Now, again, I was doing all planes being equal, meaning I know at age 45, he's going to need more than at age 45, he's going to need more than $45,000 a year. So I understand that. But my point is, by age 45, he has the ability to take $52,000 out of this secure compound interest account. And then he has the second one. The second one, which would be by age 45. So let me get there, 45. So this one he's had for 2 years. I'm sorry, 20 years, 20 years. So the first one was $52,000. The second one is $31,000. That's $83,000 in tax-free income that he's able to take from this vehicle. So whether he needed $45,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, whatever you want to say as it relates to inflation, there's enough income available between these two vehicles to be able to compensate for that. And so, again, using the calculator, whether you're using this calculator or using the inflation calculator or using the Vanguard calculator, if you're doing this through the traditional method, use the calculator to kind of determine what is that time frame for you to be able to then hit your goal.
Okay, well, that's the exercise that is the takeaway for today, is how to find your freedom number and how to calculate what those years are. Well, we like to close with, if you didn't come from a wealthy family,
you can make sure a wealthy family comes from you.
So stay focused.
Stay protected.
Stay tuned.
Stay connected.
I'm Angelique.
And I'm Donnell.
And our goal is to help you
get self-directed.